there in that midfield. They don't have a problem leaving one guy back, defend some type of one-on-one, one-on-two. It's a tough team. They will play tight. They'll try and force you to make a mistake. They're going to pressure you hard. Not going to be able to get through for free. You got to be able to move that ball. You have to change the pace. Just going one speed is not going to work against a team like G1. You've got to be able to mix it up.
And here we go into game one to open up the proceedings. It's been a demo, a bump, and a clear through the back lane. It's very quickly. Both teams getting their chance at a possession. But into the orange side of the field. We'll look for that clear. G1 try to get back to the midfield line, and Mark White will send it on its way. Love
that disruption from KRU, totally eliminating that third man from G1. Don't hate that idea. It does take away a little bit of that support and forces that approach upfield from G1 to be perhaps a little more conservative than it would like to be.
Into the neutral zone. The litmus test now for Trop as he has two in front. One commits and one is successful. It's marked by 8. The clear is out, and Atomic will follow. This ball jets laterally to the opposite wall. Sidewall now cleared. The boys in blue trying to make their march upfield as they have numbers in front to worry about. And with that, the corner opens, and that's a beautiful shot on recovery. Just a little bit wide, but I like the chance and the opportunity. G1 trying to play their placements.
Yeah, I like the idea from G1. It's really just showing him early on over on KRU that, look, we're going to keep you honest. Things are going to be going on target. You can't afford to try and make some aggressive play because you may just give one up for free that you didn't see.
You had Brad rotating through the back line, overextending for that back boost. Rotation would become a little bit easier as G1 look to make their march upfield, and will do so. Dorito drops it quietly, and that's just off target. That's a chance you want back.
Yeah, not a good touch from Atomic. That being said, able to figure it out. Marked by 8. They've reset themselves. Sometimes the touch gets away from you. It's all right. Make the adjustment, rotate back. Huge challenge. Dravinho needs a little bit of help from his team here, and out to the safety of the sidewall. Unfortunately, no options for him.
All right, so Chow trying to pull him apart on the defensive end, but so far all quiet on that front, as it's a big clear through the back line. Ball on the blue side of the field, possession here. Extra touches, still one. Brad clears. You got Dravinho working on the opposite corner. It was dropped through the side. Brad rotating in, looking for his teammates. Dravinho on the opposite wing won't get the call, and he'll fall back towards the corner. Now he takes his chance with a lot of boost to find that clear, and they can play with their food here. Just try to keep the defense honest and punch that ball downfield for a clear just to find out what he can see.
Oh, KRU missed touch. It's actually going to cost him along with the demo, and that's going to be Dorito breaking through. Tough call here. KRU actually had an okay idea. Out to the sidewall, and unfortunately it's that miss on the double touch forces Dravinho. He's got to try and cover up. He doesn't have a better play than that, and just ended up losing the race.
Dorito beats the lane, and KRU bite off more they can chew in that opening goal, but about 1 minute, 30-some-odd change on the clock. Burns start this game one. Again, we had a pause, we get into it, and it has been both teams having their fair share of chances, a couple of awkward placements, but we move on. And with that, we continue to play.
Oh, was that a
Atomic, beautiful touch, almost snuck it through, but 2 commit and the clear. Another big one from KRU trying to get out of their own zone.
Great save from Dravinho, under duress in the net there, and beautiful job pulling that one off the goal line. And now you got to try and keep it in this orange half, but man, that's the difference. See that missed double tap from KRU, conceded a goal. G1 absolutely nail it, break through the midfield line, and there's a transition, drops off the wall and kicked off the boards. It's a way to safety.
You're thinking maybe he has a chance for a shot there, but I don't know if he likes the placement to the up left post, try to play it for a teammate on the center. Like the call, KRU still looking for their first goal here in this series. Best of 5 to move throughout round 3 of the group stage, day 2. The RLCS Winter Major underway. Minute 50 to play. Dravinho underneath, and that's going to be clear by Dorito. He'll play it to the corner, but as a one-on-one, he has to win. Doesn't get the boost either. Resources in the tank. And Drop will go back to the midfield. So you have numbers to stack, 2 on the goal line, 1 pressing towards the ceiling. And this should be Dravinho's ball, and he'll find the clear.
Nice hard cut from Atomic, but it kind of got away from him a little bit. Big chance for KRU on the counterattack here. You get to take a lot of space, but can you hang on to it? And Brad, he was positioned well. It was really just a big forcing clear from G1. Says, hang on, go back. We're not ready for you.
And speaking of forcing clears, look at those forcing touches through the corner, but that is a beautiful dart. It's popped up. It's alive. Numbers here. Dravinho trying to keep this one moving. They'll start the contest, and Brad will follow suit.
Nice.
The permutations start to spread. Numbers inside the box. There's the clear. Atomic not letting anything in for free.
Yeah, really nice recognition from Atomic there. He actually read the fake challenge, was like, hang on, you're just going to try and bring this down and jam this near post. And Atomic all over it. Great understanding of where the play's headed.
It's a beautiful play by Brad. He was looking for the pass, but Drop left it to fall off. Keep the numbers up. The overextension begins. KRU do have some here. There's the center. Quick challenge to cut down the lane. Center it back out. And now scrambling a bit on the defensive edge, just trying to make sure you get it clear towards that midfield line. Under 60 to play. G1 holding on to a 1-0 lead that they've had for the majority of this game one.
With a bump and so close, but not enough. Again, G1 just able to sneak through some of these crew challenges and bump opportunities. Time ticking, gotta make something happen.
It could be Dorito to open up the proceedings, and if so, the docket's full, and we know how quickly he can make those reads. But Brad has one underneath. Jorfinho leaves off instead, and he plays it on a solo. I love the hesitation to hold the reset, and it's creativity like that can open up a shot, and it's creativity like that that ties up this game.
And you're right, it all goes back to that little misdirection. Brad making them stop and think about it for a second, gives crew a little bit more time to get up the field, get set for wherever that clear goes, and then says, drops, here's one for you. Can you make something happen? Banger back post.
And the G1 defense bites on that swing. That reset pulls them off the play. Then you get a nice center. But that kickoff is not what you want. G1 capitalized mistake from crew.
Kickoff goes wrong. Very hard cheat from Atomic, and unfortunately they just lost it to the wrong side. The player behind for crew cut to the right, and unfortunately for G1 kicked out to the left, so they just break through for complete uncontested shot on target, and a little help from the post never hurt anybody.
It is not the first missed kickoff for some of these teams this weekend, but it is Trop trying to tie this one up. Jorfinho has plenty of boost and resources here, and that one will be that. Quiet for the moment as G1 tie up and respond. It's a 1-0 series lead in that one, and it's a 2-1 win in game one. Crew were able to find some rhythm, but not enough in the end.
Could have been something. Could have been absolute thievery, to be honest, from KRU Esports. You find a really nice equalizer, but you never know what's going to happen on that next kickoff. G1 cook one up, move the ball the right direction, and tough break. End up conceding with only about 10 seconds left, and in general, a little more commanding from G1, not significantly. It's not like crew was sitting there boxed in all game. They were definitely moving the ball out of their own half. It was just like, okay, hang on. We need a little bit to figure out how to actually get the ball into a scoreable position, and that's really what you're looking to improve on in game two. You know you're not having a problem with clearing the ball.
Yeah. And the point that this kind of boils down to just a missed kickoff. That is positives, though the negative. For crew going into this, they were down a goal, they find one back, and it was some great creativity in that offensive third, being able to pull defenders out, make them bite on the challenge. You beat the safety to the back goal line. I mean, that's an open look, and they capitalized. Granted, there were a couple opportunities for crew when they went down the field, the same with G1. Placement wasn't quite there. Maybe some hesitation early on in the series, but it could be a tale of things to come.
That hesitation definitely brought on, because early on in this game, G1 was like, hey, we're going to fire him hard. We're going to fire him straight in the middle of the net. You're going to have to make sure that you're back there. We're not just going to, go up for these challenges with no plan in mind. It's going straight for you. They kept him honest early, and that kind of says, hang on, we can't just press the go button.
Yeah.
They're make sure we don't just rush them down through the midfield. So really like G1, a little bit of early keep them honest play. Says, hang on, you got to be a little more careful than just doing whatever you want, and that's a great idea.
Plan of attack cannot just be W key, W key,
yes,
W key.
W key down is bad.
Exactly. Try to find a little bit more dimensionality to their offense, which, granted, both teams did. We saw the adjustments move forward. Thursdays and Fridays of major events, you want to be able to make those quick corrections because you're getting into a long marathon coming up for Saturday and Sunday, and boy, oh boy, is it going to be a tough one. But G1 looking to be one of the dark horses here we have so far on a bit of a run. Crew currently 0-2 in their standings, and a couple of interesting mathematics that would have to go their way. Though granted, if they win this series pretty convincingly, they would be moving through, and G1 would be in fourth, henceforth relegated from the tournament. But with all that said and done, it's still a G1 win in game one, now going to Forbidden Temple. Any adjustments you need to see out of crew, or is it just luck of the draw and don't miss the kickoff?
Well, you never hope you miss the kickoff, that's for sure. You never want to start off on the back foot. That's not a fun way to have anything begin, of course. But in general, I think overall, there wasn't too many kickoffs. Nothing looked like it was going horribly wrong. It was just wrong place, wrong time for that kickoff in particular. You couldn't ask for it at a worse time if you're crew. But in general, I like the ideas. Again, I think they did an okay job of managing the space on their own half. It's not like they're getting boost starved. Like I said, I thought the clear game was good enough, forcing G1 to reset deep back to their other side. They didn't have any issues. They weren't getting boxed in. The defense was sound, and that's really always has to be the starting point when you're not sure what a team is going to do against a team like G1, who's probably more of a favorite. You're really looking to make sure that underdog team is like, okay, can you actually hang with them on the defensive side? So that's where I liked. Now you just have to focus on, okay, let's get the ball into the middle. Let's think about where to attack G1. Now we know we can hang with them. Let's just create something.
Big game two could be in the cards for crew, but G1 will escape and try to clear this one away from their own zone. A little bit awkward on the double pinch. Didn't quite work out the way they had hoped, but Dorito, with very little boost, quite literally nothing in the tank, will just try to keep this play alive, and Atomic tenders. Before Jofinho leaves it to Brad. The clear starts and already early pressure from G1.
That's that tight support from G1 that says, hang on, we're coming at you. You got to pay attention. And Dorito diving at one. There's Atomic again, crashing the box and seeing if KRU's going to be a little bit slow on the defense. G1 knows that they probably don't actually have anything to score there, but they're trying to catch him by surprise so that if they get a favorable enough challenge and it just kicks back into the middle, the third man's going to come through and clean it up.
That's a big win by Atomic. That 50 at the top of the key allows Mark Baye to rotate out and try to play the 1v1. He does so. Atomic will keep it on the ground, looks for his teammate, but quickly intercepted, and Jofinho is up with it. Centers for Brad. Beautiful shot and beautiful read, all beautifully set up down the field.
Finding the open space here. They just pick this one off in the middle. Mark Baye can't defend the backboard. Jofinho, just a little bit of a drop pass, says hang on. Obviously, it freezes Mark Baye in the net because he sees him still following that ball, and he's like, well, hang on, this may go towards the net. I can't just jump at it, have to see where it goes. And KRU knows it's going to get kicked down, so they're just a little bit faster with the follow-up, score a nice goal, and start off out in front.
And it's very reminiscent of their first goal, and their only one so far. Game one, they're following the defender, and off the kickoff, finally one goes their way.
That one's just not fair. Brad, the hard cut across the middle of the field, and look at Atomic. He's the guy defending it. He says, hang on, get out of my passing lane. This one's got to go to my buddy, Jofinho.
Things are coming up KRU. We started game two on a hot note, 2-0. Plenty of time still for G1 to figure things out, but it's a beautiful response so far.
Really nice.
And we'll see how they play on. Clamp this down, Jofinho. Trying to get it out to the midfield.
And the demo.
No, can they follow this one through? It doesn't look like it. And fighting back tooth and nail at the midfield line, contest after contest, a beautiful redirect, but it really goes nowhere before Brad has to slow it down.
Dorito just trying to buy a little time. G1 needs to reset here. Get the structure going. Says, let's try and slow this down a bit, make sure we know what we want to do with the ball. And man, the challenge game just going up and up for KRU Esports, finding some type of touch, hard cut in the middle, and nice stop from Mark Baye. And even got all the time in the world here with you, Brad, and I don't know if that dump off was really the best play, but they'll keep the ball.
Yeah, even if they're not finding boosts in the corners, you're still getting Jofinho to follow in, just contest, and that's enough. A chance. Atomic couldn't find anything. Great defense out of KRU to start. And that defense has helped their offense flourish upfield.
Oh, Atomic trying to get there. Jofinho knew he was the last option. Didn't have a lot of boost either. Very scary situation, 2 in a row, and Dorito actually misses the boost deal, so a little bit of help for KRU Esports in the resource department, and that's not the touch to do it. Got to buy time now if you're Atomic, and kind of forces you to just throw it away.
It's a decent touch if you're cutting downfield, but
Whoa!
coming back up in a rotation, it's tough. Diving save, Atomic will get it towards the corner. You're thinking for a moment, we got a 3-0 game, but Brad's thinking he's got 2 in front he has to work with. Tries to go for the slow, Dorito will punch out on the clear. Possession here for KRU. They're gonna leave it to Jofinho, I don't blame him. And that's an interesting touch. I like the idea, but just not enough finesse to finish the play.
Yeah, it was actually incredibly difficult. I couldn't tell if he wanted to actually go for the flip reset and just realized that it was totally unfeasible, or if he was just trying to leave one in, but drops, just crushes the challenge, and a great stop, punched off the post. G1 keep the deficit to 2 and keep the game at least relatively alive. There's still a surprising amount of time on the clock.
The attempts are continuing to follow through. KRU are finding ways to get creative. These redirects at midfield, getting the ball into awkward spots where G1 have to burn a lot of boost to be able to continue this play and get back to some rhythm on offense. Breaking up the frequency that we see on the challenges, the 50 game has not been there for G1. KRU have been more than happy to punch it out defensively. What a beautiful second touch it was from Brad. The epic save is in, and we slow down into the corner. Dorito gonna try to fight his way forward. There's a bump on the backboard. This double commit will work out.
Man, G1 really trying to force everything they can. They know they need one to go in and have time left, so they're willing to take a lot of risks, try and make something happen, and that's what it is. Dorito, that's not a bad idea when you need to score 2 goals. I like the idea here. He's the last one back. Yeah, you can give up the time and the space, but to be honest, if you pick that one off, you're in a 2-on-1 back the other way. I think with only a minute on the clock, it's worth it to try and steal that one, and it looks a lot worse than it is, but it's a decent idea.
And that's where those interceptions at midfield really help you create space, right? You're getting on the off cadence, G1 now starting to worry about rotations being cleaner. It's those touches from KRU Esports where they're just finding one another on the passing lanes, and the infield starting to open up. They're finding opportunities, they're finding cadences that they wouldn't have had otherwise. And it's a great adjustment going into this one, but Mark by 8 trying to circle his way around. Dorito
Help
is like,
someone.
I am not coming up for that ball. You're going to have to figure something else out. Atomic will get the grab at midfield, so you're certainly thinking you have boost to be able to burn here.
Mark by 8's like, I can't help it that I just want all these challenges.
Somebody please.
I just wanted a little help to maybe get something, but not to be. KRU will find a way to tie it up in game 2, and honestly, well deserved. Like we said, it's not the defense that was the issue, it's creating scoring chances. And G1 trying with that tight support. You see how that kind of gets broken down when the play starts to move with an extra width across the pitch, because suddenly that real tight spacing, you start to realize there's a few gaps in there that you really can't cover when you're just trying to force everything through. And eventually, well, they'll get one back at 0 seconds, but that's more a feel-good goal than anything, of course. Gotta see Dorito. Yeah, great flip reset. Off the wall. Oh, Jorfinho, buddy.
We won't talk about it.
That's okay.
It was garbage time. We won't talk about it.
I think he had no boost. I don't think he could have got there. I think he was just up.
I mean, these were the flashes in the pan for KRU in game 1, where they started to break out of the bottleneck. They started to find more creativity. And going into game 2, they eventually broke through that stronghold. They started getting in some of their power positions in the corner. They had control at midfield, and you can see it here. I mean, look, 8 demos for KRU to 5 for G1. It doesn't tell the whole story, but it is a chapter that's important.
I didn't even notice all the physicality in that game. Like, I definitely remember some demos happening. It certainly didn't feel like 8 and 5. That kind of comes out of me from nowhere.
I think it was just all those contested midfield that broke up a lot of the passing.
They were pretty hot. Yeah, they were going straight at each other with a lot of pace. So nothing for free, and maybe that also contributed to some of those extra space, or that extra space that KRU had to operate and move the ball through. So hold the lead in a demo. That's always good. You take people off the field, makes things a lot easier to move the ball, that's for sure. But Brad, hello, 739 score game.
Yeah.
Talk about a guy getting it done everywhere on the pitch. 4 saves, 2 shots, 2 goals, 1 assist. The man was a beast there.
We saw him on the backboard, we saw him with the clears, we saw him in midfield. You see him everywhere. It's like a Dr. Seuss character. He just kept finding ways to show up, and you're like, when will you go away? It wasn't going to happen. But KRU were able to notch this one up. The equalizer comes in game 2, and game 3 we go. What do KRU have in store, and what do G1 have in their back pockets to be able to switch this one in a different gear? Already off the kickoff, Atomic will get the back corner grab.
Oh, too fast.
And you're seeing some contest very early. You're going to have to prioritize that midfield. And Dorito.
I'm pretty
Is that
sure,
an own goal?
I'm pretty sure this was a sweet.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Banger.
That was good.
Unlucky.
We go next.
We
to the second
go
kickoff. In 9 seconds in, we already got a 1-0 lead. G1, you get one for free. Now, how do you build upon it?
I'm pretty sure that was Brad, right? It was Brad or Drops.
I think it was drops.
Either way, we love banger own goals. Printed black and white. It
That's
looks
the
real
Rizzo
juicy.
shot.
There we go. There's the Rizzo shot.
Oh my.
But G1, you'll take that. Never going to be too mad about the other team just putting one in their own net.
With the way the KRU were scoring in game 2, you're thinking, okay, we've stalled their momentum a little bit, maybe get in their own heads, just trying to clear it out of their own line. It has been all of this pressure, all of this overwhelming presence from G1. They have turned it up to a different dial.
Oh, score.
And this is a ridiculous restabilization to try to find an angle.
Really loved the control there from Atomic. You just wanted to see him have one person to get the ball over to, and unfortunately came off the bar a little bit weak. But G1, you're not kidding. They were definitely camped out over on that blue half for a decent amount of time, and this is the real first look that KRU has to maybe keep the offense going. Drops almost caught too far forward. Just able to waste a few precious moments to get everyone back on time.
And he did his job. Just got to play it high enough for your teammates to get in for support. Now the cavalry rides in, and Brad going to try to keep this play going. Picking up all the small pads he can find. He's a very hungry man. The Mark by 8 fighting for his life. Luckily, Dorito is there as a guardian angel playing sentry through the back line. Will find the clear. An opportunity for G1 to capitalize on the pressure they have upfield, and that demo. Power play available and open. Here's Mark by 8 corkscrewing his way towards the corner. But it's another conquer on the opposite wall. Drops will escape for the moment, but possession back to Dorito.
Yeah, that's the thing. The demo comes through. Yes, it opens up a lot of space, gives you some more options for where to move the ball, but if you throw it out towards the ceiling where no one can get to it, it's not going to make a difference. Ping pong off the post. Little pinball to safety. KRU will keep the deficit to 1.
This pressure's been overwhelming. It's been relentless. It's suffocating. And that is a brilliant save, but KRU have to have more. They need more to get back out to midfield. I mean, G1 are sending it. Their game plan coming in this was, we're just hitting W. We're going all the way upfield, and we're going to challenge you on your own post. And And here comes Dorito off the ceiling. Don't even start. Looking for the connection. It was there, but a better break up from Crew.
Yeah, gotta give a little bit of ground there. Too aggressive from G1, but thankfully KRU Esports don't really have the command of the ball in that situation. Nasty pinch, hot one to handle, and it's actually going to be a counterattack for KRU. Look at the physicality, and Mark by 8 dodges the demo, gets out and cuts the play down. What a defensive stop.
He was shadowing behind that ball just patiently. And that one is from the side wall. Another interesting goal for G1, but it does land through. Let's see how this one breaks down.
Okay, there's 2 people in the box. They cut forward, one to defend the corner, and the other one just went. He had to have gone to the other corner to grab the boost, so they just thought they were going to be able to cut that one down, and maybe that one kind of got lost in the sauce a little bit with the smoke screen. It's tough to see, but Jorfinho wanted that corner boost and ended up pulling him out of position.
You're thinking the player in demo is probably rotating to the ball, and then you can cut back into the lane, but at that point, you're watching your life go by your eyes, and it's just very quickly 2-0. 2 minutes to play. A lot of time on the clock for KRU, but it's been a very interesting response from G1. They haven't had to do a whole lot other than apply pressure, and that is a bit, but KRU have essentially given them open opportunities. And Dorito leaves it, Mark by 8 sends it. Atomic rotates, and back to the orange half we go.
Yeah, just to the corner, just to force KRU to approach from a very one-dimensional way. There's only one way the ball can go. It's a little bit easier to defend. That's why the corner is the safest spot on the pitch on defense. And a little flip reset forces Brad to make the backflip stop. Drops doesn't have a whole lot of boost, so not a good spot here for KRU. And they're all covering the same part. There's the open space on the backboard. You need a little help, and oh my goodness, the second time in the game some pinball happens. That one's off the post, and finally says, nope, it's going in.
Jorfinho falls off the ceiling like a bird getting hit by a plane, and then they just start collapsing in the front of the net.
Oh, man.
They're out of boost, they're out of ideas. You can only throw so many numbers at this ball, and that's kind of the first goal that G1's been able to really work for in this game 3, and it's very quickly a 3-0 lead.
That's why that backboard on defense, always something you got to keep your eye on. Yes, you have to defend the net, but when it's open, it costs you, and they bang one off it for number 4.
Yeah, let's just keep it rolling. Why not? Put it on a Hoops mixtape. It's Dorito. Beats one, perfect angle, double commit, that's hilarious, and the net is wide open.
Well, double commits, Brad's rotating in from the corner. He's gonna try and defend the backboard, but he sees he can't actually get to the ball, so he comes into net, and he's got so much space that they just run right into each other, and all of a sudden you don't have the net coverage you need.
Oh look, there goes Dorito. Oh look, it's a 4-0 ball game. 60 seconds to play here in game 3. It was a very good response from KRU in that second match, but so far it's been all of G1. They'll take the series edge, bearing a miracle here. A 2-1 lead for G1. But KRU, maybe something for the road, get them some momentum going into the next one?
Oh, wait. Mark by 8.
Talk to me, what are you saying?
He has 46 score this game. His teammates have 607 and 346 score. Now, I'm not saying Mark hasn't done anything, but he has goose eggs across the board, and he's kind of just been like, yeah, I'm here. It's always nice when your 2 teammates just get the job done.
I think that says a lot about what G1's been able to do. Everybody getting involved to an extent. Jorfinho gets absolutely deleted. We'll see you on respawn. And that will be the waning moments here of game 3. Bit of a quiet one.
I want to see if Mark by 8 gets to 100 score.
You think he has enough time?
I think he just got there. I think he just got a clear and a touch, so I think he ends up at 120.
That's what counts.
You got over 100.
You got to own it when you have it. G1 in game 3, take the lead in the series 2-1.
Man, it's not often you see a game where one player really doesn't have to do anything. He picked up that save, I'm pretty sure, right in the final seconds. So.
I mean, it really feels like KRU were taking a couple steps forward and then 3,000 steps back with just the miss on the opening kickoff.
Yeah,
give up the corner grab. Granted, there was a demo, so that's a little bit different, but every time they tried to make progressions upfield, it was getting red or they were getting beat.
Yeah, that was the G1 game. And you know, that game 2 was pretty nice from KRU. Again, there was a lot more space, moving the ball horizontally, trying to exploit how aggressively G1 wanted to play. And then you see what happens, though, here in game 3, where G1 get their teeth stuck in, and it's the challenge game, and you just can't shake them. That's what happens. You get 4-0'd, and you just look like you can't move the ball.
And this is what they did against FaZe, right? Once they get their bite, they're not going to leave. They're going to be able to hang on. And we saw it in the opening kickoff, just applying constant pressure for the first 30, 45 seconds, similar to what was in game 2. But this time, it does work out, a 4-0 scoreline. And now we go to Coliseum. Game 4 guaranteed. 5 potentially. We'd love to see it go the distance. But for KRU, what needs to turn around right now if we want to go to Champions Field?
KRU, I guess, honestly, I'm not sure if there's really anything you can do about it except wash, rinse, repeat. You know, it doesn't feel like this isn't the type of game where you have the ability to necessarily change the pace, you know what I mean? Because so much of the ball movement determines if you can bring the ball down on a dribble or slow the pace or anything right now. And oh my gosh, score it, Atomic, you deserve it. Look at Dorito tie up everybody here. Look at the little shimmy shake on the backboard. Am I gonna hit it? When am I gonna hit it? And everyone on the net, and KRU is just like, someone please help. And Atomic says, yeah, I'll end your misery. Bang, we're going to the next kickoff.
Mark by 8 gets a bump as well, and that's the open lane. The space creates opportunities, you take advantage. The kickoff works, another game back-to-back, where kickoffs are just the name of the game. And KRU tied this one up.
Rufinho, well deserved. A little bit of a passive cheat, hard out to the left. Rufinho, honestly, way to go and get that one. That was not an easy one to score. Had to go all the way around the left side of the ball and kick it right post. G1, it's very possible that they ended up with possession there, and he just went and made a play.
That's a bit of a confidence goal, but now that the game is tied, the series is not, you want to change that script quickly.
Really
What
nice.
a beautiful touch and a beautiful
my
bump.
goodness.
That's how you get back in this series.
Rufinho, that's just inspired. You see him twisting his car, and you can see Mark by 8 on the backboard. He's thinking, is he actually going to shoot this one? And so he starts to get ready to go and save all the way across the net. And that's when Rufinho says, you give me the space. Now we drop it down, cut it into the box. That's just taking what the defense gives you and making something work. Great bit of pass play from Rufinho.
And it's trusting that communication as well, trusting your teammate to be up ready for that call. Something that worked in Game 2 for KRU, something we hope to see continue. And now G1 will have to have their answers as they try to move downfield. Drop, playing at that 50-yard line. We'll get back to the midfield. Gets a pass right back, off the ceiling. This could be interesting, but immediate cut into the lane, intercepted, marked by 8, saying absolutely not.
Yeah, but they missed the ball, and it kind of throws off a bit of the structure. Don't know if this counterattack has a whole lot of teeth to it if you're G1. Yeah, the slow floater towards Nate, and marked by 8. Actually, he was playing incredibly close support there. I mean, trying to make something out of nothing, really, and it almost worked. KRU almost wasn't able to get up to the top of the net.
These solo challenges from Atomic have been deadly, but it's nicely read. Brad shutting down essentially what would have been a flourishing offense through the corner. G1 will have to figure out something else. It's left up to Atomic on his lone devices. Dorito will get the corner grab, never mind. That's off, and the defense now has something to show for it.
That's your big differentiator, I think. Whoever ends up winning these games has been able to control the pace of the play, because that's really the only way this one works out. If all things relatively being even, you know, everyone's up for the challenges, they're in position, they're not making glaring mistakes. Whoever drives the boat tends to win, and that's a tough one to handle. Rufinho, he was in an okay spot, but not a perfect one. A great bit of shooting from Atomic to cut this one down.
What felt like a bit of a monotonous grind here as G1 and KRU were going back and boom ball. Finally, someone's able to find the back of the net. And with that, we have ourselves a tie Game 4 here on Coliseum. And again, the opening kickoff goes the way of G1.
It's just that little drop pass from G1. And a banger off the kickoff, straight off the top bar and in. A little bit of it's a double stalemate, straight into the neutral zone, and Dorito, that's just not thinking about it. That's both players who go into the corner for the boost at the start. One of them says, I'm going, the other one says, do I have to go? And then they see that they're already late, and it's just all about, okay, can you put this one on target? Boy, could he.
I don't think I've seen a series, at least this weekend, but in a while, where the majority of the goals have been kickoffs.
There's been a good amount, hasn't there?
Consistent kickoff wins or blunders, however you want to look at it. That's 2 demos. Very little boost off spawn. KRU will have to fight through this tooth and nail. Numbers up. They are pressing. Dorito, no center. Sharply off the backboard. There's the clear.
Oh, huge challenge from Mark by 8. Only man standing between an equalizer and buying some time. Made a big touch on the ball. And G1, again, they're stuck in here, but that's a double commit. Here's the 2-on-1, and drops us a little bit late. Dorito, such great recognition all over it.
As soon as he saw his teammates leave the play, he fills in the gap. He gives them time to get back. That's a little dangerous, but you will hold your breath for the moment. It careens around the backboard, clear it out. And Brad will try to pop this high, fighting through the demo. Numbers up. G1 playing through the corner. And And this ball continues just to fight. Oh, nice. In the front of the box, can't win the 50, but Dorito will scream this one around to the other side.
Dorito, it was possible to extend the lead right there. You really like that little bit of control from Mark Bayet, slowing pace down in the most dangerous area of the pitch, right in front of the net, and that's really where you put the pressure on the defense. It's just, ball got away from him a little bit. But G1, again, that challenge game right there in the midfield, nothing for free, and they're winning it. So difficult to get out.
Those rebounds are tough. They're winning the close pinches, and they're getting the ball in the opposite corner and swinging it back out into the front of the net. Brad trying to get physical with Dorito. Drop, circling back, cuts his rotation, pick up the play, running point.
Really nice.
Around one. Atomic in front, does get a bump. Brad will move up, and now numbers start to fly forward. KRU, oh, what a weird angle that was as we go back to midfield.
You can see KRU, they understand. It's like, yo, the only way we make progress is if we're able to gain clean ball control. They know stalling it out and dribbling it's the only option. Atomic forced touch. Can't allow the shot, hard touch down into the middle, and unfortunately kind of just dumped the ball away here. G1, you got to let them come at you now.
There's been a couple of times where Drops have been
what? They all just pull off the ball here. Here's Atomic in the back corner. Here's Dorito. He side flips, and oh my gosh, Atomic thought something else completely different was going to happen there. I think they called each other off. That has to be. That's the side flip. And Atomic realizes that he shouldn't have said anything, so he pulls off, and then nobody goes for the ball.
No, are you kidding? I was just about to say, wait and hold your breath, because this kickoff, how history is gone. This is hilarious.
What? Oh my goodness gracious. I don't even know why you go for a touch like that. He's just like, look, I'm gonna try and get and hit it with my nose and go towards the net. It's like, that's such a low percentage shot, but you get a little help from the opposition and suddenly it looks real good.
I had this whole spiel about drops and boosts and oh my, what's going on? The kickoff takes all that away and nullifies the entire conversation, but you still got 35 seconds to play here in Coliseum. Dorito being an absolute nuisance in the front of the net, but Drops trying to escape with his life, and the ball jets back out. He leaves it on a fake. It's actually a beautiful touch. Mark Bayet circles in and screams up onto the play. That 50's gross. It was a bit of a pinch from Atomic, but he kept the ball alive, and Drafino with the slow gives it right back to G1.
Yeah, no choice here for G1. You're really just trying to find one clear down into a gap, and they may have found it.
Trying to catch this on a pinch off the back wall. Brad from the ceiling. Can they keep this alive? Atomic gets bumped, but he does enough. His teammates are there. It's centered back out. Nobody else is around, and it would have been exciting, but we also get a champion's field, and that works just as well.
Ran out of numbers when you really needed him the most, but ow. Ow, 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 ow.
Talk to me. What are you thinking?
That does not feel good if you're G1. That's not a game you should be losing. You can see the equalizer on literally just a communication breakdown at the worst time, and then you instantly give up the kickoff goal on, honestly, what is an insane idea.
Should have never happened. Just never.
A crazy idea from Mark Bayet.
I'm gonna need to get direct.
Or it may not have been Mark Bayet. It was either Dorito or Atomic.
I think it was Dorito.
Yeah, it's probably.
But
it was somebody. I want to see that replay on the Mobile One High Performance Review. I want to see him dive for this kickoff goal to score the fourth one, because it's not a good idea.
That fake was
and
just
that was the miscommunication that cost them. And then, of course, they would instantly score, and they deny me. They deny me the opportunity to be like, what are you doing?
I need to find out if a series like this has ever had a more overwhelming majority of goals off kickoff than just simply playing the game, because
it's a lot of kickoff.
Listen, the last place you want to do that here is on Champions Field in Game 5. You better make sure you have practiced your kickoffs. We say it time and time again, we're going to beat this dead horse. Practice your kickoffs. Don't give it up for free. And now we go to a decisive Game 5.
And now we arrive at the very unfortunate reality. KRU, yes, you needed to win regardless, but you've won in the least optimal way if you end up pulling it out here in Game 5. They will need a little bit of help from FaZe to defeat G2 if they want to move on at this point, but you'd rather win than lose. And if you're G1, even if you lose here, you've still got ways through. It's not the end of the world.
There's weight on the shoulders for both teams going into this, but certainly a big moment for KRU. You win, you might be in. You lose, absolutely not. For G1, just trying to right the wrongs of how the past couple of games have gone. And Mark Bayet leads it towards teammate. G1 will move out of their own zone.
And here's where you really have to see that mental toughness from G1. I think they all know that was certainly not a game that should have ended in defeat. You really just got to come out here in game 5, erase that from the memory and say, hey, it's 5 minutes. In general, we've got the better of them. Let's go out and do it one more time.
A great coach once said, be a goldfish. Just let it go.
Be a goldfish.
And move on and find a way to win. Dorito doing just that, gets the reset, plays it low. Atomic, ready and waiting, marked by 8 as well. That's a great shot from Atomic, and takes one out to boot. You should be able to win this if you're marked by 8, just get a 50 up to contest.
Nasty pinch, and he's got a little bit of space. Wisely throws it to Atomic, let him take the one-on-one, and unfortunately couldn't quite handle that dribble. Max speed, very difficult to have the precision required to execute. So everything really just going to settle into the neutral game here. Game 5, everyone tends to settle up a little bit and say, hey, look, let's just get the ball out of our half and we'll worry about what to do later.
Boost control for the moment. G1 demos as well. Physicality, the enforcers are out and they're headhunting, playing bingo with the lives of KRU. That's a long clear from Brad. It's going to go sharply off the back wall before a redirect does find its way in. Eventually, Drafinho falls into the play, and that's a beautiful cut into the lane. Just a little bit too late. G1 read it perfectly. Atomic at midfield. Leaves it to Dorito.
Oh,
does he have enough? Yes, he does. Can't get it past the last defender.
Great idea if Dorito has enough boost there. He had to waste a little extra time to pick up 12 to try and fight for it, and that bit of space required to do that. And KRU is able to adjust, figure it out, find the clear. 0-0 remains as we approach halftime. Hello, we're just stretching everything if you're G1 right now.
I have no boost, I do not care. I just go upfield. That has been the mentality for G1. It's worked out in some instances, but so far, we're waiting to see their offense really begin to blossom. For KRU, the defense has kept them in this series. Lucky goals for sure. But that demo game has been all of G1 so far. 4-2 in favor of G1.
Close air dribble, but plenty of numbers in the defensive side for G1. Figure it out, but now they all get demoed, and this one's, I think he got tipped as he was trying to rotate in there. One more for KRU.
I think that was marked by 8, who comes back sharply, and he's just trying to fly to the opposite post. Drafinho puts it on its way, and I don't know if he got clipped by Brad, but it was enough to disrupt the rotation.
Yeah, I think definitely froze him a little bit and made him sort of dive earlier than he would have liked. One way or the other. KRU Esports out in front. Can't ask for anything more.
It's one way to get started, but marked by 8 responds.
It's another kickoff.
As quickly. And here we go. Achieves another one.
Straight to the side. Actually, huge credit to Mark by 8. He's the one who went into the right-hand corner for that, and he just pushed straight upfield. Definitely designed kickoff to get that to go neutral out to the right. And Mark by 8, credit to him, he just says, yeah, if it's going that way, you have faith that the kickoff plan works. You go aggressive for it. You try and make something happen, and basically, I think we've avoided one. We will settle back into the regular flow of the game.
We went a little too long with that one. Dorito getting a big bump inside the net. Hold on, they're continuing to throw numbers at this. You're scrambling right now and panicking if you're KRU, just trying to escape with your life back up to midfield.
Oh, boy, does he.
And a one-on-one, the dunk off the top bar. Here comes follow-up chances. Drop's gonna rotate back. The numbers will pull off. And with that, G1 should have numbers to be able to get this possession back.
Excellent positioning from Mark by 8 defensively there. Understood. Got to get between the ball and the net, make yourself as big as possible and force that one out of the lane. Not the greatest control here in the corner from G1, and kind of just having to get any touch they can to force KRU to back off at least a little bit. KRU definitely in the driver's seat, pinch off the ground, not enough heat behind it to really throw anybody off the stick.
Clean reads from G1, they were ready and waiting, anticipating that potential pinch. And luckily for them, they have 2 up, 1 on the wing. It's marked by 8, 1 is lonesome.
Oh, okay.
Likely in no man's land before it punches it free to the corner. Might try to wrestle for possession before the moment. The boys in blue trying to move upfield. Atomic, he's able to make this catch, and he can't finish it. It was so close, but a chance goes by the wayside.
There was something there for G1. They want a big challenge. They were able to buy time while winning the ball, and no, it slips through. They can't win the race, and KRU pokes one down for free.
I've seen this once in this series, and we'll see it again.
Oh.
Drops finally has boost at midfield to meet that redirect. He was hunting for it on Calls DM. He is finally finding it here on Champions Field. And G1, a little bit exhausted. Just let out an exhale, I guess. You gotta go next.
No time to waste. Settle in. Could be potentially devastating. Little floater in front. Atomic really trying to force the issue, and rightfully so. No cards left in the hand. You've played it all, and now you just got to see if it's enough to win.
That's a great touch.
Okay.
Opens up an opportunity, marked by 8 sharply, potential waterfall. Drafinho meets it in possession. On the point of contact. KRU start to make their move. Great chess pieces move up. Now it's pawn v pawn. Broad putting it towards the opposite post, and Brad will fall off the play.
Can always trust Brad. That's such great ball control. Dorito just able to squeak one out to safety. Can you turn it in? There's a bump, and not enough. Huge cover up from KRU, not done yet though.
3 seconds to go. You got to keep it up here on Champions Field. Atomic, big clear from Drafinho, and they know it. They believe it, and it absolutely is true. KRU win this 1 in 5, and they really stunned G1 in this series.
Stun is the right way to put it. This is actually the first game all series, I think, where KRU were in the driver's seat. And you hate to say it, but that makes that game 4 sting all the more.
Yeah, because it went from bad to bad to worse.
It went from bad to worst here in game 5, and devastating loss for G1. That being said, they are not out. They can still make it through this group with a little bit of help. G2 have to defeat FaZe. That is the only way they make it through now. But a tough loss. And if you're KRU, you're really, you just became the biggest FaZe fanboys.
Yeah, you absolutely did. I mean, you are pulling for First Killer to do something magical, but I think that shows the resolve and the resilience of what KRU were able to do in this series. They were tested time and time again. Their backs were against the ropes. G1 were throwing everything they had offensively at this KRU defense. The KRU started to find boosts to the midfield. They started to find those redirects, started to cut off some of the open passing lanes that G1 had that had worked in their favor in this series. And because of that, they made the small adjustments going into Champions Field. They slowed down on the kickoffs, they played the approach, won the possession, and they limited their mistakes. And really, if you look at the series, it was just mistakes. If you take those away, KRU looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, and I think especially for me personally, I think Brad played an excellent game.
Fantastic.
This whole series was so focused around control of the ball, because you noticed whenever that one was getting just punted back and forth across the pitch, generally G1 was getting the better. G1 was the one commanding pace of play, and that's when KRU was really struggling to make things happen. But anytime that they really needed to come up, have control of the ball, force possession in their favor, it tended to be with Brad, and I really liked his ball control throughout the entire series, and I think he was a big help in getting KRU to this point.
I mean, essentially became the tip of the spear here on a Mobile 1 high-performance replay. You see how the teamwork was evolving throughout the majority of this series, how KRU were responding to the pressure, and G1 had a lot, but they didn't have enough. But that does mean we have our winners on stage. It's KRU Esports over there with Subi.
KRU Esports and Drafinho getting a massive victory here and a huge upset against G1, but you guys came into this as big underdogs. How good does it feel to prove all of the doubters wrong?
Drafinho, qual o sentimento de provar para todo mundo que eles estavam errados?
Cara, é muito bom o sentimento, né? A gente já veio com a cabeça, por mais que a gente fosse underdog, que a gente ia conseguir ganhar deles. Sempre com a confiança do brasileiro, mas é muito bom provar todo mundo errado.
We're Brazilian, we're confident, we always have to believe in ourselves. But of course, it feels really good to prove everyone wrong.
Now, you guys obviously have some stuff to work on, and you need help from FaZe to beat G2. So if you do make playoffs, what are some changes that you guys need to make yourselves?
Vocês têm caminho ainda longo pela frente, vocês têm que continuar se provando. Que mudanças vocês têm que fazer agora para conseguir seguindo, vencendo?
Acho que só a calma da primeira experiência de LAN, né? Porque às vezes a gente se desespera um pouco por ser a primeira experiência, mas acho que de resto é tudo confiança e a gente consegue.
We need to get rid of the jitters, you know, it's just our first LAN together, so we just gotta get over that and get things done.
So with that being said, the first LAN, first time playing in front of a crowd, what is it like being up on the stage? Describe all of those emotions going through you from sitting down in these chairs to standing up in victory.
E qual é o sentimento de vocês estarem nesse palco, conseguir essa vitória? Descreve o que vem na cabeça, o sentimento de estar aqui em cima.
Pô, uma felicidade, né? Eu gostei muito mais de jogar aqui na frente da torcida toda do que jogar lá atrás na Stream B. Então é uma sensação incrível estar aqui.
It's pure happiness, pure joy. It's so much better to be on stage rather than being in the back. This definitely brings them all the happiness in the world.
Now there's two options if you do make it to playoffs. You can either face Ground Zero or you can face Team Secret. Would you rather play your Sam brothers or the brothers from afar in Oceania?
E aí, prefere jogar contra os seus parceiros da Team Secret ou jogar contra os gringos?
Acho que qualquer um que vier, a gente vai dar o nosso máximo, então não muda muito quem vier.
Whoever, we really don't care. We just want to win the next match. We don't care really who it is against.
All these teams are dangerous out here. It doesn't matter who it is. KRU Esports proving that once again. But for us up here on the stage, that's going to do it. Let's go back to the desk.